Knocker James with the Tactical Den podcast. Today I want to go over compressing your weapon and breaking down your weapon. You see a lot of people talking about how to compress, why you're compressing, and all that kind of stuff. But what you don't see a lot of people talking about is when you have your weapon just like this, always shouldered, ready to go, which is a new thing that I'm seeing a lot of people doing, and which is a new thing I see a lot of people talking about. That this is a better option because it's so much faster than, having to break down and then punch out. And I see a lot of people talking about it. So before we get into it, safe and clear before anyone starts freaking out on me. So with this being safe and clear, you see a lot of people shouldering, and they always want to shoulder. They don't want to break down or anything like that because it's not fast. They want to be quicker. They want to get the shot up before, and there's no use. Well, I want to talk about the reasons why keeping it like this isn't feasible. So sure, we can look at the speeds of it, right? So if I have it here and I'm going into a room and I need to snap out, I'm already ready to take a shot. That's how fast that is. Also, if I'm done here, same thing. I can take a shot. If I decide to stay shouldered, right, I can still take a shot if I need to. The time that takes between all those is really similar, but similar to the point where it's almost irrelevant, right? If I'm moving down the hallway 100%, if every chance I get to have my weapon shouldered, I will keep it shouldered 100%, and I'll keep it at that low ready, and I can break a shot if I need to. But traversing through doorways and traversing through tighter areas, breaking your weapon down is a must. Not only because you want every single advantage that you can get, and one thing that you don't want to do is overexpose your muzzle, because something that exists is called pre-firing, and people will do it. Because if you think, hey, that dude's coming to kill me, I'm just gonna unload. And another thing too, drywall is not bulletproof. So if they see just that muzzle, they're gonna shoot exactly where they think you are, behind that door or behind that wall, and you will get smoked. So take that into consideration. Yeah, I can keep it out like this because it might be faster to break a shot, and as long as I'm staying away from the door, I'm fine. But you're also risking still overexposing that muzzle, and when you do, you're smoked, and you want every advantage that you can get. Why risk it? So maybe you should train actually being fast at having your weapon out and being able to break a shot. That's something that you could look into training and making sure that you're actually making sure that you're fast at doing so. And one of the biggest things that I see no one talking about, this is not feasible over time. How long are you doing CQB for, right? Yeah, I mean, CQB in a civilian sense, it can go really quick, right? It could just be, hey, someone's in my house and now I gotta clear my house or whatever, make sure that I'm not gonna get shot, right? It's quick, it's not gonna take that long. But think about if you were to do this for long periods of time, this is not feasible. You can't do this feasibly. Because your forearms and your arms are gonna get really tired. And they get really tired no matter how much you train it, no matter how much, you get used to it. But again, there's only so much that your arms and your body can take when it comes to straining, pulling this thing up. Because again, it's extended periods of time. If you take your hand out and hold like a water bottle in your hand like this, your arm's gonna get tired. Same thing happens when you're presenting your rifle. It's gonna get tired the longer that it just stays straight out. So I would encourage you to be actually training, one, your grip, but then two, your resistance when it comes to holding something up. I like to take bands, and I like to hold the bands up like this as I step on them. That trains holding this out and making sure that I can hold this out for long periods of time. So train that, and I know a lot of people aren't. I know a lot of you are not trained doing that. But think about it, if you want to keep your gun shouldered, make sure that you're training to be able to do so for extended periods of time. Because I assure you, it gets really tired. And when me and my team are in CQB, that's something that we all notice. We're like, wow, my forearms are really tired because they're running all day. I mean, I know a lot of people aren't going to be running CQB all day. And they're not in real world scenarios, they're not going to be running CQB all day. But take that into consideration. And not only that, just again, the advantages of being able to, traverse and have that mobility. And if you want to say that, oh, well, I need to shoulder my gun to get a good shot, you're in CQB, you don't need to. A matter of fact, I can shoot like this if I need to. So if I go into a room and I can't shoulder, or the dude's right here, I can shoot like this if need be. And I can just break the shots if I need to with this along my shoulder. So train shooting that like at the range. Like make sure that, hey, I'm gonna shoot like this, cool, I can shoot like this. I'm gonna come from here, I'm gonna break the shot, cool. And then I'm also gonna shoot like this to see if I can actually control this. So shoot different ways and figure out how to manipulate your gun. And again, you could also shoot from here. Make sure that you can also shoot from here. This is not, a lot of people are making fun of this stance on the internet. I see a lot of people making fun of it. But again, talking about how long are you doing operations for, your arms are gonna get tired. And this is wicked comfortable, and I can still smoke you if we're in the same room. And I come into a corner and I see you, I can still smoke you, no problem. And so like people are knocking all of like these different compressions and stuff, use them and actually see why these work and why they're being taught. And again, this is good. You do want to be able to shoot from a stable platform like this. And you know, these are all ways to get to that ready. But again, there is no high, there's no low ready, there's only ready. So you need to make sure that you are ready to go no matter what you're doing. If I'm here and there's a dude that comes out, I need to be able to smoke him like this. If I'm here, I need to be able to smoke him like this. So it doesn't matter. So be training those things, okay? Because again, doing this for an extended period of time, your arms are going to get tired. So yeah, just keep in mind, running around with it in your shoulder at all times, it's not really feasible. You cannot keep it out there for extended periods of time and expect not to get tired and expect not to have some sort of a sway, because it's hard to keep it out there for that amount of time. So keep that in mind when you're thinking that, oh, I'm just gonna run through this entire building with it shouldered the entire time and not break it down, because it doesn't make sense to do that. And on top of that, you're giving away so much advantage that you have by keeping it shouldered the entire time. One, your situational awareness goes down a lot, and then two, you have more risk of overexposing your muzzle into the doorway. And then on top of that, being able to break it down allows your team to flow freely around you if that needs to happen. So keep that in mind and keep those under consideration when you're talking about going into CQB and how to compress your weapon.